afternoon, guys, and welcome to the High Performance PT Academy podcast. I am your host, Tony Pang, and today we've got one of the PTs from the Academy who's been through a phenomenal journey. The transformation in his business from where he was only just a couple of months ago to where he is now is massively inspirational, guys. It's massively motivation, and hopefully you'll be able to take a lot of golden nuggets from that to be able to apply that to your own journey and give you that wee bit of inspiration as to from where you are now to where you want to be is how others are actually doing it. So Jack, welcome to the podcast. How are we?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on, mate.
So yeah, pretty much I've said this to you from day one that whenever we get any of the PTs on board in the Academy, there's always something about the PT that just stands out. There's that mental attitude, there's the drive, there's the ambition. You're very young, and I feel like you've got a lot to give. And I feel like from where you were at before, listening to your journey, there was so much that if we could just tell you what to do and how to do it, is you were just going to take that and run with it.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of want to go through that with a lot of the guys because it's been very fast tracked. There's been a lot of hyped messages, there's been a lot of back and forward, there's been a lot of excitement, which is phenomenal because for anybody who's in your shoes, it's a very exciting journey. So if we just start by why you became a PT in the first place?
Well, I wanted to help people. That was the first reason. I started very young. See, you're saying I'm 22. I started when I was 16, so that was like when I started in a gym, when it was a commercial gym, but the main reason was to help people. I mean, that's the thing, get people results. And then I started getting folk results, and I thought I'm quite good at this, and getting more people results, and it kept going and going and going. But I love it. It's good. Having that power to just change somebody's lives, it's mental. It's good.
So you started when you were 16. So was this something that you fell into? Was this something that you knew you wanted to do?
To be honest, school wasn't for me. I mean, that's the thing. So I just wasn't interested. And then the minute I turned 16, there was an apprenticeship at Lifestyle Fitness. Okay. And then I seen it, and I was only good at PE and art. I'm like, maths and English, nope. Certainly wasn't going to be art. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So I thought PE, then fitness, and I got into it. And I loved it. It was great, honestly. Chucked into the deep end. I remember my first actual class. They're like, right, Jack, you can join in and do it. And we're like, Brian's called in sick. You're doing an abs class. 30 folk, 16 years old. Chucked into the deep end. And then ever since that, first class, it was horrendous. But that was me, straight into it. Classes, and then eventually became a PT. And then that's how it started, mate. But
yep.
It's good.
Sounds similar to myself. I was never good at school. I was never good at studying. It didn't interest me. What did interest me was sports. You know what I mean? And did I ever think I was ever going to become a PT? Probably not. I kind of fell into it more than accident. But like you said, once you do something that you actually love, once you do something that you enjoy, feels more like a hobby than an actual job.
Aye, definitely.
Know what I mean? And so at that stage for you, so you've been through from 16, which is very young, to where you're at now. How's that journey been? Obviously, in terms of, did you find it easy? Has it been challenging? Did you get busy quick? Like, how's that been?
It was good, mate. It was good. It was just a big process. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Straight away, getting chucked into the deep end, not knowing what to do, that really helped me. And then, I don't know, when I started PTing, when I was 18. So, started off struggling, and then I just eventually started picking up clients. It was hard to start with, so I wasn't like fully like self-employed going for PT. It was more a kind of side hustle, work in the gym, and then do a bit of PT. And then eventually, the gym I was at decided to leave, and then that's when I just took the jump at the time at the Gales and just went to the gym group Air, and that's how I just went PT, and that was me, and then just started building up clients, and that's where I'm at now.
So at that point, before you came in the Academy, you were doing what, service hours?
Aye.
Yeah, the
dread. Mate, they service hours, MD doing service hours, just got off them, so it's an absolute joke. But I was on service hours. I was one of the PTs where, like, I was busy, not mobbed. I was reasonably busy, maybe doing 35, 40 at push, but 30, 35 sessions, and then doing the 12 hours on top of it. Oh mate, I felt like a cleaner. Honestly, it was terrible. Just jumping in, clean the treadmills, re-rack the weights, inductions, which I didn't mind. That was quite good, but I was a bit of a skiver on shift, you know what I mean? I just talked to folk, do a bit of cleaning, a wee bit, but it was heavy duty, do you know what I mean? That's the thing, but I just didn't like it. And I think as well, being a PT, I was like, I want to be a PT here, I feel like fucking cleaner. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, like, go clean that treadmill, I'm like, what's my job here? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, my PTing, or my cleaner. And to be honest, I never actually took that leap. I always just kind of stayed in my comfort zone going, I've got it cushy here, 30 hours PT, I do the service hour, muck about a wee bit, sit at the PT table, sit on my phone, and then obviously speaking to yourself, I was like, right, you're like, Jack, get these service hours to fuck, come back, right, cool, we'll patch that. But by that point, I decided to change gym anyway. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, because I was working out in Kilmarnock and I was working out in Ayr and the travel in between, but I never actually took that jump, so it was obviously working with yourself that just kind of built that belief system up and going, what you doing, mate? Like, that's what you just said to me straight away, what you actually doing? And I'm like, I don't know, mate, what am I doing? And that's when I took that jump to go, right, cool, I need to go off service hours. Where do I want to work? Is it Kilmarnock? Is it Ayr? Went down to Kilmarnock because I just preferred that. It's my friend's gym, do you know that way? And I've got enough clients now. Yeah. But it was a massive jump for me because I remember phoning you and speaking to you. I was like, mate, I don't know what to do. Half my business is in Prestwick and Ayr, half my business is Kilmarnock. I'm going to lose all my clients. You're like, the cookie's going to crumble, mate. And I'm like, oh no, don't say that to me. So then I decided to go to Kilmarnock and only lost one client. So it worked out all right, which was great. And that's where I'm at now. So it's good. And I'm just doing online as well. So it's changed massively since working with you. Massively.
I remember the conversation that we had and you were just like, look, there's almost 5,000 members in Pure Gym. Was it Pure Gym?
The gym group.
The gym group, right. There's 5,000 members there. And I said, Jack, you're full. And you're like, yep. I'm like, you're doing 40, 50 hours a week, which is funny because there's going to be a lot of PTs who are listening to this that are on service hours, that are working 40, 50 hours, that are just listening to this thinking, I'm the same as Jack. Like, I've got a good life here. I don't pay rent. I'm full. I'm busy. And I did say that to you. I said, if we were to literally compare the 12 hours that you're doing right now on service hours, and we were to times that by 4 over the month, so that was almost, 50 hours you were doing for free. Right. If you were to even charge £30 or £35 an hour, it was almost like 1 to 1.5 to 2 grand a month.
That's nuts.
That you were losing out, but you were comfortable.
It was easy. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It was good. I enjoyed it because it was the fact of like, if I lose a client, I don't need to pay rent. If I do this, like, I never ever bought anything that expensive or that. My expenses were always lower, so I was just saving money and I kept going and going. But I never took that risk to go, do you know what? Go do it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And I feel so much better not doing service hours. Like, I hated service hours, hated it. I was good at it, mate, because I've done it since I was 16, do you know what I mean? So I've done that for a while when I was at the gym group. So I was like 20, so 4 years basically being a fitness instructor. That's what service hours feels like. Do you know what I mean? You're stuck doing the classes, the cleaning, the inductions, the sign-ups.
Yeah.
That's it, consultations, leads, and it's just the same thing constantly. And I'm like, there's no growth here. There's nothing I can progress to. And then speaking to yourself, you just said, what are you doing? And I don't know what it was. It was just a wake-up call I needed. I was like, this needs to change. Obviously, lockdown and whatnot's been good for me. Yeah. And then gym's reopening, and that's when I was like, I've got a decision to make here. And that's when the panic button started happening. And then I decided to just base myself.
So how did lockdown affect you? Because it affected PTs massively.
Oh yeah, like for me, the first lockdown, mate. When it hit. I mean, I was probably 35, 30 sessions, maybe 40 in a good week thinking I've made it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, you know that way PT, 30, 40 hours, like you've made it, you've no. Do you know what I mean? I thought I did. Do you know what I mean? Like 4 or 5 grand, I'm like, I've made it, man. Do you know what I mean? I was like, you can't push this anymore. And you can, obviously. And then lockdown happened, and the first lockdown, gyms are shut, and I'm like, oh no. I'm messaging folk like, I want to do a session at the beach, I want to do this. I'm trying to get folk to do sessions. Some folk weren't interested, and I went all the way down to about maybe like 4 sessions, genuinely 4 sessions, and I had 4 online clients and maybe about 8 sessions a week.
Outdoor?
So it was like outdoor, online and Zoom, you name it, I was doing it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, rain, sun, snow, whatever it was, I was doing it just to build up. So I went from like 30 right down to about, I don't even know, I had 4 online clients and they were about 8 sessions, so massive. I probably wasn't making over like 2 grand a month. Like it went right downhill. So from there started building up, got busier. I think my online group's almost at 50 now. So it's like mental to think the first lockdown went right down to 4 and I'm almost hitting 50. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So it's crazy, mate.
It's funny because I listened to Nikki and I listened to Jodie and they were talking about how it went down as low as like £300 or £500 and you were like, you get used to making, let's say, like you said, £4,000 or £5,000, when it's taken away from you.
Oh, it's terrible, mate. I don't think it was at 2 grand generally. Maybe just scraping a grand. I couldn't even tell you what it was at. Like I was just focused on, have I got enough to pay my bills? And that was it. So it was quite scary thinking, I know stay at home and that, but you still want a bit of savings behind you. You still want to have that bit of freedom to do things. So I was looking at my bank constantly. Who's paid me, who's not paid me, what's going on. I had no systems in place and just running off blocks. I'm like, your block's finished. I'm like, trying to just chase payments. So it wasn't good, mate. Do you know what I mean?
So at that point, what were you charging? Obviously, there was a range.
Aye, it was a range. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So like for 1-to-1, 20, 25. Do you know what I mean? Even at that, I wouldn't even say 30. Do you know what I mean? Maybe 30 at a push, but 20 to 25, mate. That's what I was at back then, aye.
And in terms of obviously hours, you were quite ramped up on the hours. By the time that I'd spoke to you anyway, probably 40, 50 hours.
Aye, easy.
You know what I mean? So I remember speaking to you on the phone and I said, how's life? And you said, I'm busy. Like, I'm not going to, like, I'm busy.
Aye.
And I've got 40, 50 clients. I'm working at 2 gyms. I'm traveling to clients. I'm constantly on the go. I'm doing 50, 60 hours. I've not got a life. I've burnt out. I'm actually making decent money. I'm making 5, 6 grand. And I said, so where do you want to go with your life, Jack? You know what I mean? Like, where do you want to be? Do you want to continue doing what you're doing now? Or do you want to push things?
Yeah.
And you'd said, no, I definitely want to push for more. I've heard what some of the other guys in the academy are doing, and I feel like I have the same ability and the same opportunity to be able to take myself and my business from where I'm at right now and double income or double client base or whatever it is. And I remember speaking to you that from a price point, you were low. From a client perspective, we needed to gain back some time for you because you were spending a lot of time doing a lot of work, you know what I mean? Which wasn't going to give you enough time to work on the business, wasn't going to give you enough time to work on yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that change has been something that we've watched flourish like very quickly. I remember the first moment I said, look, to be honest, you're too cheap. You're too cheap at what you do. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in your service? You believe that you were good at what you do. Am I right?
Yeah.
You knew this.
Aye.
You had client results. You knew exactly what you were doing. And yet there was still that self-doubt as to, if I charge more, Tony, what happens if everyone leaves me?
Aye. Aye, I know.
That's what you said to me was, what happens if everyone leaves me? And I said, Jack, if you believe in your service and what you do, why would they want to leave you?
That's it, aye. It was just that fear. I think it was like, what, an extra $5 or something. Like, you
was,
worked out and
it
said
was,
that.
yeah, it was
we worded it. It's quite good. I'm like, they're going to leave. And they didn't. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So it's worked out great, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I can't thank you enough. Everything you've taught me.
And at least from that perspective, we increased the price point of the PT. We started to look at, obviously, the online. The online is something you're massively interested in, something that I guess most PTs come to me saying, I'm a good PT, but this online is something new. It's something that I'm not quite sure what to do or how to do it, or prices or packages, or I'm not sure if it's as good as one-to-one. You know what I mean? And from your experience now, how do you feel like your online compares to your one-to-one service?
I feel with my online, I would say it's better. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would say it's a lot better. I feel a lot more people have got more access to me than just running your business on a session, than it's an actual service. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And I think a lot of PTs do that, and I was one of them, where you just basically run your business on that session, see you next week. There's value there, and there's maybe texting in between, but there's not check-ins, there's not a lot there, there's no Q&As, there's no live groups. So my clients have got lots of ways to access me for a week. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's online classes, whether it's the Q&As, Sunday check-in, they've got a one-to-one phone call check-in with me as well, and that's it. So there's more there as well. I've got the website made, so I'm building this so they can see loads of ways to access me, and they've got a question, I can literally tag them in the group, there's your answer. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So it's going well. So for me, I prefer online to one-to-one. I love the clients I train one-to-one right now, I do, and I really enjoy it, but I wouldn't take anyone else on for one-to-one now. I just couldn't do the hours, mate. I just couldn't do it.
So obviously you now are able to see the value.
Yeah.
The fact that not only could you, let's say you were only helping 30 people one-to-one, but you could help 30, 40, 50 people online.
It's a no-brainer, aye.
And still give them an amazing service. Yeah, and still deliver them the results that they're paying you for, because you've seen it now.
Yeah, that's it. I think the biggest thing that changed for me is when I was, that conversation we had in the gym, and I was like, I can't leave the gym group, and I'm going to my friend's gym. It's obviously a private gym. I'm thinking, what if my clients leave me? And I just started posting more on social media and then get more interaction with people. And the first client I signed up was for Essex. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, what's going on here? I'm used to just working with people for Kilmarnock, Ayr. And I signed somebody up for Essex. I'm thinking, that's going quite well. And then it just kept growing and growing. I've spoken to somebody for Ireland. So it's like, it just keeps going. And for me, that's massive. Do you mean that's huge for me? Because I'm just used to like working with people maybe from
your local area.
Ayrshire. I signed up for somebody for Glasgow online. I'm like, this is good. I've never met this person before. Although I talked to them online and I've never met them in person, but then it just starts growing and growing and growing. And I've spoke to other people from different places. I'm actually speaking to somebody next week for Amsterdam, which I just think is absolutely nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I was in the gym group here, I was like, there's no way I'm going to grow a business here. I need to be, I just felt it was like you needed to be doing 30, 40 sessions, you've made it. Do you know that way? Like you wanted to be the busiest. And that's that mindset I had. Do you know what I mean? Like I went into that gym, and I don't know if it's right saying that, but I wanted to be the busiest PT in here. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And I got busy. And I wasn't the busiest. I was one of the busiest, but I thought I kind of made it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And then when I left, you know, it was like, mate, I stress, I panic. And then when things like that started happening, I was like, this is happening here. Do you know what I mean? This is going. And now when I don't really need to sell PT, it's just people message me because I'm getting results and they're interested. Yeah. And I'm saying things like, why do you want to work with me? Why do you think you're a good fit for the programme? And then I'm getting to know them, and that's then, it just becomes easier. And I can pick and choose who I work with now. It's not like I'm trying to sign up every single person, because I don't want to do that. I want to work with the right people and the people that actually want to change. Somebody that's in hell, they don't feel good, they're depressed, they're down, and they be doing things they shouldn't be doing. They've got no routine, no structure. I don't want to work with somebody going, I want abs. I'm like, that doesn't really excite me. I want somebody that's in a low place right now and they want to change their life. And then when I have that impact, it's just, that's the buzz.
Yeah, because we spoke about that. You said you'd been like points of that yourself.
Oh, aye, definitely, 100%.
So you could totally relate to that feeling that you went through, that fuck, I would love to be able to help other people get through that dark place.
Aye, definitely. Aye.
Know what I mean? And that's what we always talk about, the impact that you can have in someone's life. You change their life forever. You're not only affecting how they physically look, but how they see themselves, their mental well-being, like the way they view the world. Like it's an unbelievable feeling. And I feel as though you'd said it. I used to think a successful PT was somebody that was doing 50 or 60 hours a week. And it was like, you're the busiest PT in here, so therefore you're the most successful.
It's weird that, but that's what you think at the time. Do you know what I mean? I used to think that as well, but it's not. It's not. Anybody watching this, it's not. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's nuts.
And we always say is that you can make all the money in the world, but if you've not got any time, if you're run down, if you're tired, if you're not living the life that ultimately you want, is what's the point in making all the money? Because whether you make £5 or £10 or £15,000 a month, is that not much changes if your life is the exact same as it was. Like you're still waking up at 5 to get into the gym at 6. You're still working to 10 o'clock at night. And I know this is something for you that you love working.
I'm a grafter, mate.
You're a grafter. You said that. You're a grafter. You love doing the hours. You're not scared to work. You've got the big vision. You've got the big plan. Where you see your life now to where it's going to be, this is only a drop in the ocean. We've got so much to develop and grow.
Just the beginning, mate.
And grow and develop for you. And I knew that if we could take that work ethic and instead of working harder, work smarter and be able to develop your brand and build the empire that we know that it ultimately can be, is we just needed you to take yourself away from being fixated on the hours or fixated on, we needed that time back. You know what I mean? And I know to this day, we're still working on that. But that's okay, because where you're going to be and where you're going to go in that 6-figure business, it doesn't just happen overnight, because if it did, then everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone would be what we classify as that overnight success. And I always say to everybody and all the PTs is my overnight success took me 14 years.
Aye.
So it's not like just because it's been 4 weeks or 8 weeks or 12 weeks, and the success that you've had by all stretch of imagination has been unreal.
Aye. That's been good, mate. It has been good. Aye. It's been well good.
It's been unreal. It's a massive achievement. It's been absolutely tremendous. But that's still only the beginning for you.
There's more there. There's more there.
Definitely. So what was the goal for you before you came on? What did you want?
Well, I did want to earn more money. That was one of the things, and work less hours, earn more money, and just have, to be honest, mate, work with the right people. That was one of the big ones, to be honest. Work with the right people, and be able to work less hours, which we're still working at, do you know what I mean? That's the thing, and earn more money, do you know what I mean? Have that time back for me. But that was the biggest one. Probably make more money and work with the right people, and that was it.
So if we get an idea, where were you financially before? Because I don't think you were necessarily struggling.
No, I wasn't so much struggling. I built my clients back up, and the gyms were open and they were shutting. I started getting results with people. So I was anything between, I would say, 3 and 4. Like, do you know what I mean? And I would say 4 in a good month.
So I would say for a lot of PTs, that's it's pretty good.
It's good.
No, for most PTs you're going to talk to, like, that's pretty good. It's a 50 or 60 grand business doing something that ultimately you love. And for most PTs, like you'd kind of said as well, you feel like you've made it. You feel like, fuck, I'm
top dog, man.
I'm on it and I'm doing really well. And so we're always like, okay, what more is there to give? And I'd said that to you, Jack, if you feel like we could double your income, is that a drive for you? And you were like, fuck,
definitely.
You're like, if I could, I would.
Definitely. Do you know what I mean? People say this to me as well, like, it is about helping people, do you know what I mean? That's the thing, but it's also about running a business. But for me, I want my own gym eventually. That is a goal for me, so I do want that, so I need to work towards that, and that's where I've got to make money and put it behind and keep going, and eventually I'll get where I want to be, not just financially, but the goals and desires that I want to achieve. So that does drive me, but it's also working with the right people. But you do need to make money, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. There's a difference between having a hobby and a business. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way I was kind of. It was a hobby, 2-3 grand, 3-4 grand. Then it started, and then when I started working with yourself, then I started getting down to business, going, right, let's run this as a business. Let's take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, and that was it. So a wee bit of a change for 3 to 4. So it's
well, we'd set the target. I know you still feel disappointed in it. And it's funny because you're disappointed because you wanted to make 10 grand a month in a matter of weeks, which most people are never going to do that in a lifetime.
Aye.
And obviously to date, I think just under 8 grand a month.
Just under 8, mate. Aye, that was the best.
And you were like, I'm disappointed. And I'm like, why?
I know.
Does that sound quite funny? You laugh at that, but
the goal was 7. Do you know what I mean? That time the goal was 7.
But you'd said that to me because you were like, I really wanted fucking 10, and I'm like, I know, but you doubled your income, and that's not to say that I knew that when you first came on board. You were driven, you were ambitious. The sky was the limit. Obviously, being able to open a gym, you've been able to do and have the ability that you have right now to generate capital, to generate income. Is that dream that you want more of a reality now, even in the next 12 months? 100%. 100% to have your own facility, your own place, your own team. You know what I mean?
Working with the right people as well.
Working with the right people, having a greater impact. You know what I mean? And like you were saying, that gym's probably going to be something that's going to help majority of those individuals that are local to you. And then the online has given you the opportunity to help more people that don't know who you are, Jack, but like what you're all about. They like your character, they like who you are, they like your service, they like your results, they believe in you, they trust you. And that's massively powerful, because what I've said to every PT and coach in the academy is there is somebody out there that's destined to work with you. They just don't know who you are yet. So there's enough people in this world for you and every PT and every coach that I know to be full, to generate a nice living, financial stability, have the hours and the days and the times and the business they want. And guess what? There's still loads of people out there that would still need your help, and that's you at maximum capacity.
Aye.
So that scarcity of, well, if that PT is really busy, that's my competition. And I said, but it's not, because for every person, for every PT, there's almost 1,000 to 10,000 clients out there that need your help. And how many people can you help at one time? 50?
Yeah.
100?
Yeah, that's it. As many as you want.
Know what I mean? Like, and so there's 8 billion people in the world. We can't help them all. But there's a large chunk of that if you were even to do your best, your business is going to be on another level. Your life, your income, your financial stability, your freedom, like all of that is going to be totally in a different place than it would have ever been, just because you've got the opportunity, because you've got the chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so from where you're at now, the the financial, we've still got the drive for more, which I believe in the next couple of weeks you'll definitely be there. I explained that to you several times. I don't have a misconception into my head why you can't hit 6 figures and you can't hit 10k a month, because you've got the work ethic, you've got the drive, you've got the ability to do that. We can probably improve systems and teams and processes to ensure that if we wanted to push you, your business and your brand one step further, we could. Opening a gym now becomes more of a reality. Investments out with your actual business and passive income becomes a reality. The only other thing we need to generate now out of all of this is not only do you have the business and the brand and the life that you want, is we just need to make sure as we get you back in that process of your training, your eating, your life, reduce stress, and make sure that you're happy along with the life that you now get to live too.
Yeah. And that's getting better, and we're still working at that. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, that is getting better. And I'm happy, I definitely am. I'm not, like, who's not happy on that sort of money? I'm happy, definitely, but having that time back is definitely helped me, because I'm working less and I'm earning more money, but I'd like to work not as much with the one-to-one and push more, obviously, online. So it's going well, mate. I can't thank you enough, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so if you were talking to yourself, or you were talking to other PTs that are potentially in your shoes right now, what kind of advice, or what kind of what advice would you give either yourself or somebody in your shoes right now
That was in the position I was at?
Yeah.
Get a coach. Go to Tony Pang. Like, you want to earn more money and get your life back, go to Tony. I'm not just saying that. Like, you've massively helped me, mate. Massively. The systems, the tools, everything has just been life-changing, genuine, and I mean that, and that's not a sale or an ad, do you know what I mean? I'm just saying that. Like, I was in a position where I didn't know how to grow, I didn't know how to scale and develop, and I have had business coaches in the past that have been phenomenal, but working with yourself has just took it to the next level, genuinely. And I seen, obviously, you were working with people that I knew, Chris, Nicky, Jodie, and I'm like, this guy's good. Do you know what I mean? This guy's shit hot. I'm like, this guy's going to take me to the next level. And that's when I seen it. Jumped on a call with you, remember, and you like to work with the right people, but I'm like, mate, I'm doing it. And you're like, whoa, Jack, I don't work with everyone. And I'm like, mate, I need to do this. So that was good. But no, you definitely need a coach. You need systems in place, tools. You need to know what you want. And you need to have an end goal. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And you need to have these systems in place to get where you want to be. If not, you're just going to go through the motions like a person in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm doing a bit of this, I'm doing a bit of that. And they know what they want to achieve, but they're just kind of getting there. And that's the position I was in, being a PT. I knew where I wanted to be, but I didn't know how to get there. And I was doing well, and I was kind of there. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was doing well, and I just got very complacent, and I wouldn't say, probably lazy actually. Quite lazy, staying in service hours, in that comfort zone of just like staying in. I can talk to anyone, you know that anyway, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. But for me to take that jump and go, right, go off service hours, leave your gym, do this, do that, push online, that was massive for me, and it's been the best jump I've ever taken. It's like the best thing I've ever done, and I wouldn't have done that if you didn't help me push for that. So that was you that done that for me. That was you that said, what you doing? You need to do this, don't do that. Yeah. You think very logically, where I think more emotionally, so I get quite attached to things, or clients and this and that. You're like, Jack, it's business, do this, do that, and then get it done. So yeah, mate, go to Tony Pang. Do you know what I mean? If you want to grow a business, go to Tony Pang.
We've always said this, but when you're heavily involved in your business, you are emotionally driven, you are emotionally attached to
just me,
your service, your clients, what you do, and it's hard you do take a lot of things personal, you know what I mean? And it can wear you down, you know what I mean? And that's why I always say to you, there's two parts of the brain, logical and emotional, and it's easier said than done. When I said this makes more logical sense, but the emotional side of your brain is always going to take over and just be like, look, I don't know, that wee bit of self-doubt, that wee bit of, you're in your comfort zone, and we're not going to push, we want to push for more, but what happens if it doesn't work? What happens if X, Y, and Z? And I think that for you, it's pushing you as far as you want to be pushed, to get the type of growth that we know that you can and that you want, that you just need a wee bit of kick in the right direction just to take you over the line. You know what I mean? But honestly, Jack, I've seen the growth and the development from you since day one. And like I said to you and everyone in the academy, it's only a drop in the ocean of you've achieved such huge and dramatic changes in your life already. So I can only imagine what 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months down the line is going to look like. It could be a different conversation with an online empire, with the gym, with all these things that sounds...
It's a reality now. Do you know what I mean? It was just a dream before. It's not a reality.
Yeah, that it was a dream before. But we all like to dream about things in life, but nobody ever really does the work or have a plan to actually get that. And I think in the academy now, there's been almost 4 or 5 PTs that have went on to open a gym.
It's mad. They're doing amazing. It's a good group as well. That's the thing. So the surroundings as well, the group we're in. And you said it, surround yourself with a winner and you become one. Surround yourself with losers, you're going to become one. And that's what I had to do, just surround myself with the right people. And it's just so much better, mate. Honestly, it's so good. Everybody in that group chat's smashing as well, and that's good to see. And if they can do it, you go, I want to do it, and they just keep going and going and going. So it's brilliant, mate. Everything's good.
So it's been awesome, Jack, getting you on board. I'm hoping that a lot of guys are in the same position as yourself, in a pure gym, in a commercial gym. The gym, they're busy, they're doing service hours, they're in that comfortable zone, thinking, do I need to change? I want to change. I'm not quite sure how to change, and should I? And well, life is good right now, and all that type of stuff that runs through your head, to then realizing that you're holding yourself back from actually being as good as you want to be, and you don't know what your true potential is. When you get comfortable and you just cruise, that's not going to drive you or give you the life that you ultimately want. It's just cruising and in third gear, thinking that
I've made it.
Life is good.
It's
and I'm like, it's good, but it can... And we'd said this just earlier. You said, will you ever be satisfied? And I think there's a point in your life where you become satisfied but still hungry.
Yeah, definitely.
Where you know what you've achieved so far has been massively rewarding, but you also know that you've still got more in the tank to give.
Yeah, definitely. And even just getting the results, like the systems I've got in place now, it's just results. So I don't even need to message folk. I just put results up, put a poll up, folk message me, and that's it. So the way things are going now, it's so much better. Like I was in the gym group talking to folk on the floor, trying to get a client, I lost a client, I'd be panicking. Then the way it's going now, it's just so much better, mate. Do you know what I mean? Put a post up, result, and then put a poll up, people message you, message them back, and you're good to go. Do you know what I mean? So the way I'm feeling now, getting people results, the people I'm working with, everybody's smashing it. So I've got a great bunch of clients as well.
Yep.
So I can't thank them enough, and sticking by me. So they're doing really well, they're doing the work, they're getting the results. It's not just the PT that gets them the result, you need to do the work to get it. It's just better, mate.
And it makes you feel good.
Yeah, you feel fulfilled, you feel better, you feel you've got a purpose now instead, because sometimes as well, I was that PT just taking everyone on, do you know that way? And just trying to get folk that result, and I could do it, do you know that way? But I wasn't working with the right people, and I need to have that feeling now where I think, are you that right fit? Are you going to be good for this? Do I get a buzz before talking to you so we can get you started? And if that's the case, and they've got big goals and they get it, that's the real one, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And then you share it and folk go, holy fuck, look at the results. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. And then they put a statement, or you're the reason I've achieved this, you're the reason I've done that. That's the real one. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
I'd said that to you when a client turns around to you and says, this was literally the best decision I've ever made. I've never looked and I've never felt as good as I do now. You're just like, this is why I do it.
Aye, exactly. Aye, the money's good, of course, but it's more about that. Do you know what I mean? That's the one. Do you know what I mean? Whereas before I would maybe have a few clients I'd take on and it was good, but I wasn't working with the right people. Do you know that way? And now it's like, right, what do you want to achieve? Let's do this. And then they achieve it. And like we've said, they want more. You start saying things you didn't even think was achievable. Just want to lose a bit of weight. What's next? How much do you want to lose? What's next after that? Why do you want to do it? What's your purpose? Why are you trying to achieve this? Then they get the result in 90 days. Well, that's what they do in my 12 weeks. And go, what's next? Now what do you want to do? And they're saying things that they would never say in the beginning. And like you said, is it abs? Is it this? Are you chasing aesthetics? Are you trying to get stronger? And they say that, and then in the beginning, they weren't that person. They weren't that person to say that. I was like, oh, I just want to tone up a wee bit and lose a bit of weight. Come on, it's more than that. And then you find out their why, and then they get it, and then all of a sudden, the real goals start coming. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
Because they start to believe in you, believe in them, they start to believe in themselves, and that's when that real sense of achievement and that purpose, exactly what you said, you now know your purpose, you now know your reason, you now know that you have that canny ability to really help your clients achieve things that they didn't genuinely believe was possible, that now with your help feel like they can run through walls.
Well, that's it, aye. Definitely.
So Jack, it's been phenomenal having that chat with you today. Where could anybody who is listening find you or follow your journey?
On my Instagram or my Facebook page as well. Just Jackboy PT or Jackboy Personal Training on Facebook as well. And that's it. Good to go.
Awesome, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed listening to Jack's story, and hopefully it's definitely motivated and inspired you that, look, your life can be whatever you want it to be, and any decision that you decide to make is ultimately going to dictate whether you're in the same position now or you're 10 steps further ahead. And that decision, no one else is going to make that for you. And ultimately, you're the biggest driver in your life, in your business, to get what you want. And sometimes you just need that wee kick in the right direction to ensure that what you really want is something that you're actually working towards. And you're not just working for the sake of doing it, and you're not just comfortable, and that you are striving to be better, want more, and ultimately live the life that you wanted when you got into the fitness industry. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. If there is anybody who you feel like would get value from it, please share and like and comment and let me know what you guys think. And I'll speak to you soon.